my question actually. It's not a question, but it's asking about a genuine feeling. So I remember the day Chandrayaan 3 was launched. We were all sitting in our classes looking at the monitor, and it was the first time ever that our class was so silent. Our hearts were beating in the same rhythm as that of the clock. Like when it finally launched, we had a feeling like I don't know how to explain it. It was such a relief. So, sir, as a part of the mission, I would like to ask you how you felt during that tense yet proud moment.
Yeah, I will start from a little back as I told. From the time I joined onwards, we were spending our nights, days, lot of time for different type of missions like this. We were part of developing engines for these prestigious missions like cryogenic engines for inserting this Chandrayaan 3 into Earth's orbit. You know, after certain days I will tell you, our testings are being done in ISRO Propulsion Complex. It is situated at Mahendragiri, it's placed in Tamil Nadu. You know, many days that time tests used to happen or continue till late night. It's something like maybe up to 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, these tests will go on night, and we will be reaching Trivandrum back by 3 o'clock, that time frame. And on the next day, we have to be back to office by 9 o'clock. Many of the days, we have faced that. Such type of efforts, many people, not only me, many people, or even some people more than me, and many people more than me, were taking that. After taking such efforts, launch day, everything will come into a culmination for us. Or the Chandrayaan, on the launch day of LVM-3, that rocket, when it lifted off and when it injected this Chandrayaan 3 into Earth's orbit, we were half relieved. Half of the mission is done. But the main thing is yet to come, successful landing. You know, just some 30 minutes back before the landing, everything will go to some auto sequence. Only computers will be getting it. So we cannot do anything. We'll be just crossing our fingers and we'll be sitting somewhere in a computer room, like you, waiting for the messages. There are different phases. Some rough braking phase will be there, fine braking phase will be there, then the final fine tuning phases will be there. Finally, when it touched down, you know, the climax, it was more than the climax of a Hollywood movie, even I should say like that. We were also very much tense. And when it finally landed, I cannot express my emotions. It was something like that, because all the efforts for a lot of years or a lot of days has come to such a successful culmination. We were like you kids. If you had seen that computer room, we were also jumping in joy. we were having tears from our eyes. Such a joyful moment, which cannot be. Nothing else can give such type of joy, I would say, in my life. It was so precious. Your good name?
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya. Thank you, Chaitanya.
Hariom sir, my name is Bhadran Naya and I am studying 7A. So my doubt is, how was the failure of Chandrayaan 2 was used for the success of Chandrayaan 3?
Hariom Bhadra. See, this Chandrayaan 2, Chandrayaan 3 became a success, I would say, only because of Chandrayaan 2. The data whatever we got from Chandrayaan 2. You know, Chandrayaan 2 had lot of instruments which was continuously acquiring data, and it will be passed down to Earth. Till 2.1 kilometers away on Chandrayaan 2 landing day on 2019, everything was going very well. Towards the last phase only some unexpected things happened, which we were also not expecting. There are many unknown things in space research, which sometimes you may not be able to predict. So such an unexpected thing happened. We had studied all those data from Chandrayaan 2. We had made lot of modifications in Chandrayaan 3. Probably I will say there are certain softwares which will control the spacecraft. There are some navigation instruments which will guide the rocket. It will give the location of the spacecraft. There are certain control systems which will control the movement of this spacecraft. All those things were modified and done some modifications in those things. And the next thing what we have done is we have done a lot of testings to simulate the conditions what we expect in moon. Lot of testings, real-time testings we have done in ground. Some helicopter drop-down tests were also done to simulate the soft landing. So with all those things, we could make Chandrayaan 3. We have loaded extra propellants. If in case some propellants are depleting, then that should not happen. So sufficient propellants were ensured. In that way, lot of takeaways were there from Chandrayaan 2.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. My name is Niruma Vinod. I am from class 7B. Sir, can you explain us about the hibernation mode of Chandrayaan 3?
Hariom Nirumama, such a good question. You know hibernation. Generally, animals will go to hibernation mode, isn't it? In winter season, in Arctic, Antarctic, right? So what they will do? They will spend minimal energy only. They will store a lot of energy. They will have some good food. They will take a lot of energy. Then they will go to sleep. They will spend only very minimal energy, isn't it? That mode is called hibernation mode. Same is there with us also. Hibernation mode means by the time Chandrayaan 3 landed, soft landed on the moon, rover has come out, it has deployed its solar panels. Solar power is the only source of energy available there. So it has extracted the maximum energy it can take. Its battery was charged full, 100% battery like your mobile it has charged. Then there are certain power saving modes in your mobile phone, like which will spend only minimal energy. So once the batteries were fully charged, we switched off most of the instruments in that. All the scientific payloads were switched off. Only a receiver was switched on. And the antennas in those lander and rover, they were adjusted in such a position that when sun rises next day, it will be pointed towards them. That was also made. And then we turned off all the instruments. Only certain transmission systems, like some receivers, were only turned on, which can make some communication with the earth. When sun rises next day, when your battery, even if you charge or even if you put in safe mode, battery will drain out after some sort of time. Then once sun rises and the battery gets charged, again the next day the transmitters will switch on automatically and it will transmit some data to Earth. That was the hibernation mode of Chandrayaan 3.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hariom sir, my name is Sharat. I am from class 9. I am from class 9B. The question I want to ask is how Chandrayaan rover works.
Carry on. Good question. I have not heard this question before in many of the interviews. I have not heard this question. You want to know how mechanically it works. Which is your favorite car? Ferrari. Okay. See the mechanisms in these rovers or this spacecraft systems which rolls over certain planets are slightly different. In your normal vehicles, you will have some 4 wheels. Your terrain will be having good roads for sailing those things, riding those things. In moon, on the lunar surface is quite uneven. We cannot even predict how uneven the surface will be. some areas will be hilly areas, some will be some gutters like in the road, it will be there, some craters will be there. So in an uneven surface, if you want to ride something, stability is the most important thing. We had 6 wheels in our rover. There is a mechanism, okay, you may not be able to understand. It is called rocker bogie mechanism. If you space in YouTube, you will get some videos. You can search in the rocker bogie mechanism. It is a special type of mechanism where even though the roads are bumpy or uneven, you will get lot of stability. And the turning of the wheels is achieved by something called the differential gears, which is there in your cars or other automobiles also. These two together with the power from DC motors, brushless DC motors, that was helping for riding this rover over the surface of moon. And there are certain payloads there also there. Payloads means some instruments, scientific instruments which will do some research there and will give data. I think someone else will ask those questions also. I will cover that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello sir, my name is Srinanda. I'm from 10th standard. So I would like to ask you that the Pragyan rover found that a few days back, it found that sulfur and oxygen are present in the south pole of the moon. So does this indicate that human life can be possible there?
Hari Om Srinanda. I understand Srinanda is a chemistry enthusiast, isn't it? Okay. I am not a chemist. I am a mechanical engineer. Still, I will try to answer your question. Okay. See, there are 6 major elements. You will call it as CH-NOS. CH-NOS means carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus and sulfur. These 6 elements are indeed required for making possible life on any planet. By that itself you understood now. The sulfur, what is the importance of sulfur and oxygen for having life in any planet, not only in moon or in any other planet. So from our payloads, our scientific instruments in this Chandrayaan 3, we could detect the presence of sulfur, oxygen and some other elements also like calcium, aluminum, manganese, silicon. These elements are also, we could find out from our instrument. See, sulfur, scientists or chemists say that sulfur could be because of 2 things. When volcanic activities happen, when the volcano erupts, lot of lava will come out. There will be sulfur content in the volcanic eruptions. So that means that in the past of moon, many volcanic eruptions would have happened in moon. That is one point. Second point is, sulfur generally acts as a covering for water ice. It states that there could be polar water ice nearby. There could be. I'm not saying 100%, there could be. That is what chemists say. So, if you interpret these 2 things together, we can hope that sometime in future traces of life may come in moon. But of course, there are better areas other than moon also where we are expecting life. Thank you.
Sir, my name is Azan Khan and I am studying in 6th grade. My question is, what is the difference between Chandrayaan 3 and the recently launched Luna 25?
Chandrayaan 3 and Luna 25. You are a space enthusiast. Chandrayaan 3, we are trying for soft landing. Mainly the scientific instruments, it similar only. They will be studying the soil, the atmosphere of moon, or the seismic activities in the moon surface. Those things most of the people will be looking for. But the way it has gone was different, you know. We were sending Chandrayaan-3 through some elliptical orbits. First we parked it into an elliptical orbit. Then slowly we were taking it to moon. We are not taking all of a sudden. You know, moon is something like 4 lakhs kilometers away from Earth. So if you want to reach there directly, you have to burn lot of propellants, and that will reduce the payload or the amount of scientific instruments in that particular spacecraft. So we wanted more scientific instruments rather than going for rather than loading lot of propellant. We were not in a race with anyone. We were pursuing our own missions, our own ambitions. So we loaded more scientific instruments. We had spent some time, and we had gone very slowly into Chandrayaan. But Russia, what they have done is, of course, they had a higher capability launch vehicle also. They were burning propellants, they were going directly, so they could reach in 10 days. We reached in 1 month. In 10 days, they tried to reach. Of course, they have good experience also earlier in early era of space exploration itself. They started launching rockets to moon. So that was the main difference. We have taken with our time by incorporating more scientific instruments, but rather they prefer to go based on their experience. They have spent a lot of fuel, burning a lot of fuel. They just wanted to start the things what they have lost in past. Okay, but unfortunately they could not land it in a successful way. Thank you.
Hari sir, I'm Navanita from class 7. So my question is, will Chandrayaan have more missions which can land humans on the moon?
Hello. Definitely, you know. We started with small rockets, right? Now we are started making big rockets. We have Chandrayaan mission. Initially we went to space, then we went to moon. In 2014 we went to Mars. Again we are taking more missions to moon. So definitely you can expect that many more missions will be there. The scope is like, now we have demonstrated some technologies like soft landing. Now we can with the available instruments we can do some testings, limited testing only in moon. We have to bring back something from there. Some materials available in moon we have to bring back. We have to test it in our laboratories. We have to make more findings. We have to send humans to moon. We have to bring them back safely. So definitely you can expect more and more missions.
Hello sir, I'm Chitrarekha of class 10. My question to you is, sir, according to you, why was Chandrayaan-3 landing point named as Shiv Shakti?
It's a very controversial question. See, it is a prerogative of the government, or I mean, the right of the government. Or it is the right of a nation to name anything, any mission or anything. What ISRO, scientists of ISRO, what we will do, our mission is to make things possible. We will take things from here, we will demonstrate the technologies, we prove the technologies. Whatever required for betterment of society we will do. Beyond that we will not decide. Those are administrative things. Or rather it is the wish of people of India or the government. Did you like that name? Why did you like?
Sir, actually it represents the masculinity and feminine balance, so I think it's actually a perfect name.
Yeah. Shiva means determination, isn't it? Shiva decides, right?
Maybe.
And Shakti executes. That is what our Puranas says. Shiva decides and Shakti executes. So maybe because of that they would have put that name.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chandrayaan. I would like to know that what are the challenges which was faced during the Chandrayaan 3 mission and how did they plan to overcome?
Hariom, the main challenge was soft landing. Because the other things, the orbit tracings, lunar insertion, lunar orbit insertion, all of these things we have proven in Chandrayaan 1 as well as in Chandrayaan 2. So, soft landing was the major concern for us. The conditions in Moon, where gravity is only 1/6 of Earth. So the forces in Moon, unlike in Earth, are very different. The environment of the Moon is totally different. So simulating those conditions in our laboratories and doing tests, those were the major challenges. Of course, from Chandrayaan 2 we understood that there are certain situations which are also to be expected, some extreme conditions. So how we can overcome those? Only through testing, nothing else. Whatever you want to fly or whatever you want to do, you have to test it in ground. There is no other way. For that, we have made extensive testing facilities. We have tested multiple times in single systems. We have tested. When all the systems were brought together, we have tested such things. Even we have developed certain precision instruments also for measuring the location, the velocity of the spacecraft. With all these things, we could manage to overcome the challenges. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Name, sir, I am Drupal Rajiv of class 6A, and my question was, what was the effort that took to make Chandrayaan 3?
Efforts. Yeah, no. Efforts, when I say it started from long back, maybe I would say 10 years back. Starting from the development of engines. There should be some engines now for taking these to Moon. Not only engines, no, you need to know your location. You have GPS systems, when you go in car, you know your location. Like that, there should be some location identifiers for the spacecraft also. When you go to Moon, you should know where the spacecraft is exactly at this location at this time. So that type of navigation systems, we call it as navigation systems. Those navigation systems are to be developed. Then, the control systems. How you have to reach a particular destination. You know the location. That is not the only sufficient things. You have to steer it. You have to turn it. If you turn it in the wrong direction, it will go to some other place. So you have to turn it. You have to put control so that it is going rightly into the required place. So those control systems, some softwares, certain communication systems. Chandrayaan has to communicate from there to Earth. From Earth you have to communicate to Chandrayaan. So those communication systems. Then you need batteries. You need power now. So those battery systems. All these systems are to be developed. For all those things, we have put a lot of efforts for developing. These are the main efforts we have put for developing these things. Then the mechanical design of rover, lander, all those things we were trying for long years, from many years back. These were the major efforts we have taken. Thank you.
Hariam sir, I had a doubt. How does the land side help lander rover to conduct experiments?
Sorry, I did not get it. Can you repeat your question?
How does the landing site help the rover and lander to conduct experiments?
Yeah, good question. So, as I told, this Chandra's surface is an uneven surface, especially the place we landed, the South Pole. There are not much data about those surfaces. We have only limited data about how the South Pole will be, where you have to land, all those things. So, from years back, we have taken pictures from Chandrayaan 1, Chandrayaan 2, and certain spacecrafts of other nations, like US, Russia, even China. All of them have orbiters there. They have a lot of cameras also. As I understand, some 20 sites were selected initially. 20 landing sites were selected. Those sites were studied particularly by our Chandrayaan 2. Chandrayaan 2 orbiter is there. Now also it is there. From that, 8 sites were selected. Further, we had done some studies and this Shiv Shakti point was selected. We selected in such a way that the surface is almost flat. It is actually in between two big craters, this point. It is a 2 km by 4 km site, somewhat flat site. You know, when you land, it is very important that your rover has to come out, it has to move. There should be some good surface for that. Then it can do some experiments. So, considering that only our landing site was selected in such a way that we could do some good experiments. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Hariom sir, my name is Madhav. My doubt is can Chandrayaan 3 alone disclose all the mysteries of Moon, or is ISRO planning other projects?
Hariom, Madhav, what do you think? Can anyone unsolve the mysteries of the universe all of a sudden? It is not possible. See, in Chandrayaan 1 what we have done. In Chandrayaan 1 we have put a orbiter. As well as we have crash landed a probe. It helped us to understand that there could be some traces of water in it. That was a starting point. Then, right now the experiments conducted by Chandrayaan 3, it is detecting the presence of sulfur or oxygen and some other things. And we have demonstrated, main thing is we have demonstrated the soft landing technology in Moon, in Chandrayaan. Also we have done some other tests also using Chandrayaan 3, like some hop test, hop test. We will try to lift Chandrayaan 3 again to some height and we will land it back. So that is another technology. That is mainly required for when you plan some missions, like when you are taking some samples back to Earth. So that technology also we could demonstrate to some extent. So not in a single day or in a single mission we could untie the mysteries. It will take a lot of missions. So definitely we will plan a lot of missions. Thank you.
Hello sir, I am Megha. I am from class 9. I would like to know that what are the challenges which was faced during the Chandrayaan 3 mission and how did they plan to overcome?
We tried to charge its batteries fully, but minimal energy will be always caused in the transmission systems which we use for communication from Earth. So definitely we are expecting that battery would have drained out. One thing what we have done is we have positioned the antennas to the sun rising point, or where we could get solar light from the sun. That is one thing. So once sun rises, these batteries will get charged up, and always our receivers are ready here. Once we get some signals, or once their battery is charged up, it will send some signals. We will read back some commands. There are certain commands in Chandrayaan 3, lander as well as rover, that will be sent to us. We could read those commands and we could communicate them with the instruments there. So a set of commands will be executed. Communication link will be established. We will try to establish that. That is how we will awaken. Once it is obtained, we will power up all the instruments, power on all the instruments. But most of the commands are already programmed. We will not be making any manual intervention from here, or automatically it is programmed in. With that itself, it will work. Thank you.
Hello sir, my name is Srinidhi Nair. I am from class 6B. So can you please explain me what is the objective of Chandrayaan 3?
Yeah, Hariom. The objective of Chandrayaan 3, I think in the past few questions I tried to explain something. The major objective was definitely soft landing. That was the major objective. Then plus some scientific studies, like how the soil of Moon is made of. what minerals are available there. That is one thing. Whether we could get traces of water in lunar surface. Then the seismic activities on lunar moon. Seismic activities, earthquakes or such type of things can happen in moon also. Like what happens in Earth. In Earth, mild earthquakes only will happen. A planet which is having lesser seismic activities, there only we can live, no? Otherwise, if some big quakes and all happen, everything will be destroyed. So we should know how the seismic activity of them. So there are certain instruments for studying those things. Firstly, the major, then the atmosphere, the plasma content of the moon's atmosphere, which I cannot brief more than that because of some technical reasons. So those are the major objectives. The main thing was soft landing and the technologies which help us to bring back samples from there. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, sir. My name is Murali Mandil. I am studying in 5B. My question is, what are the technological advancements that will be demonstrated by our Chandrayaan mission?
Technological advancements. The question is similar to the previous question. Mainly in future also, we will be attempting many missions, not only to Chandra, but also to many other planets. So, you have certain propulsion systems, like engines, which will be operating to take these spacecraft or even humans to those planets. So we have to demonstrate those propulsion systems. So by landing on the moon, we have well demonstrated those propulsion systems, which could operate in the atmosphere or the conditions of another planet also. It was one major advancement. Then certain scientific instruments which could provide data in hostile environments like those in moon, extreme temperature conditions in the moon. So even we developed certain instruments like velocity meter, it is required for precisely measuring the velocity of a spacecraft. Certain cameras which will take images while landing. It will be in a horizontal place, it will take images of the landing surface, it will immediately transmit to Earth, or it will process there itself, and by itself it will understand. So such type of instruments we are developing. All those are great technology developments. And of course certain communication systems like certain bands are there like X-band, which will help us the easy or fast transfer of data from moon to Earth. So those were the major technology advancements. Thank you.
William sir, my name is Panasa. I'm studying in 7th. I would like to ask you a question. Why Chandrayaan 3 is important for Indian space teams?
Yeah, good question. The exploration of universe started very long back. Even our, you might be knowing, very ancient astronomers like our own Aryabhatta, Bhargava, they were the major astronomers from India from very long back. They had the capability to predict the movement of planets. They could predict the time of lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, such things. From their time onwards, space was an enthusiasm for many of us. Then in early 1900s, Russians, Americans, they have sent a lot of missions to space, moon, even Mars, and all. Even to Venus also some missions were there. So we also were motivated. We also had many missions. We had Chandrayaan missions, Mangalyaan missions. We are aiming for Gaganyaan missions. So Chandrayaan 2, 3 actually give us confidence that we can also do all these missions. The technologies, whatever I have explained in the last question, we could demonstrate many technologies which are required for further missions through Chandrayaan 2. So that will definitely help us for exploring other planets also. That is how it is. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Mike, start.
My name is What are the technologies have been used in
Not audible, it's okay.
What are the technologies have been used in this mission?
Yeah, Hari Om. His question is, what are the technologies that we have used in Chandrayaan 3? Many instruments we have used, like many payloads. One payload you can say a LIPS payload, a laser-induced breakdown spectroscope. What it will use is, it will use with the help of laser emissions, it will find out the presence of elements in the soil. When a laser light falls on a material and when it reflects back, the soil or whatever elements there, it will change the wavelength of this whatever lights. So based on the available or reflected light, we could understand what are the type of elements in the Chandra's soil. That is one thing. Then there is something called Chaste. Chaste was another payload. It is doing the experiment of Chandra's thermophysical environment. That means it could go a little bit into Chandra's soil, maybe some 10 centimeters it can go into. And it can understand the thermal behavior of Chandra's soil. So, if the thermal conductivity is more, it means that there could be traces of water. So that type of payloads also we were having. Then there was a payload called SHAPE. What it will do is, it is very interesting. We are studying Earth from Chandra. It is very, why we have to go to Chandra for studying Earth? Because when they take pictures or some from Chandra, we could understand how a habitable planet will look like. How a habitable planet will look like. So, with that understanding, when we look to other planets, we also could get some understanding that if it is a habitable planet or not, using those data. So, like that, many technologies we are going on demonstrating. But whatever it is, the main technology demonstration was our planning technology, rather than anything else. Thank you.
I am Ellen Thomas from class 4. Sir, my question is, can we expect Chandrayaan 4? If so, what will be the objectives?
Well, anyway, nice question. Definitely, we have only started. Right now, we have just soft landed. We are doing some experiments there. We could do only limited experiments there because some rover or some robots are doing some experiments. We don't have extensive laboratories there. So what else? What next we have to do? We have to bring something from there. We have to collect rocks or mineral ores, the soil from there. We have to bring it here. We have to do extensive experiments in our laboratories. We have a great deal of laboratories in India and spread across the globe. We will share our data, we will do extensive experiments in our labs. We will come to know what is there in Chandra's soil, how it can be made good for humans to live there or life possible there. Of course, then the next thing will be, once we get those knowledge, we will send humans. We will send humans there, we will bring them back, so a lot of things are there. So, but it will be the future. So, by that time, few of you will be there in ISRO definitely. Thank you.
Hello, sir. My name is Srihan. I am from class 6B. My question is, when will humans start exploring Mars?
And how will India go to Mars using minimal resources like Chandrayaan 3?
Already we started exploring Mars, humans. In 2014, we have sent Mars orbital mission (MOON) in our PSLV rocket, which had been in orbit of Mars for around 8 years. I think till 2022 it was there. Not only that, it's a good question because Mars, unlike Chandra or any other planet, Mars is very similar, has many similarities to Earth, especially the conditions in Mars, like the temperature of Mars. All these things can facilitate human life there. There is some discoveries which says that there is a lot of polar ice in the poles of Mars. So definitely we have to explore Mars. Certain missions are there, like the ones like Curiosity, Pathfinder. Those are missions of NASA, which had already soft landed in Mars years back, and it has been doing a lot of experiments there. And based on the data from those scientific payloads, one company called SpaceX. Have you heard of SpaceX? SpaceX. They had a very ambitious program called the Starship program, which is intending to colonize in Mars. So a lot of efforts are being made in that direction. So scientists believe that by 2047 or 2050, we could colonize in Mars. It has many potential elements, like the 96% of Mars surface is made of, the atmosphere is made of carbon dioxide. There is a specific process called, it is called a Sabatier process, by which we can combine carbon dioxide with traces of hydrogen. Hydrogen traces are also available in Mars atmosphere. You can make methane as well as water with that process. That could help life supporting in Mars. So we are seeing Mars with a lot of ambition that we could go there and we could colonize it. It's a good question. Thank you. Gaganyaan mission. Yeah, Gaganyaan is the next prestigious mission of our nation. We are expecting the first mission by next February-March time. It will not be with human beings. It will be our trial flights or experimental flights. So, in the actual Gaganyaan mission, what we will do is we will take a 3-member crew in a human habitable crew module to an orbit of around 400 kilometers circular orbit in 3 days, for 3 days. These things are not fully decided now, so still in testing phase only. But I could say that around more than 75% of the testing has been already completed. Our astronauts have undergone many trainings, like zero-G trainings have been completed. The first mission without humans, trial missions will be happening in next year, and further 3 more missions will be there without humans. After getting all the data, we will have our first mission, human mission. Basically, 3 systems are there in Gaganyaan. One is, of course, the rocket, which has to take this Gaganyaan module to the orbit. Then there will be an orbital module, which will have a crew module as well as a service module. The crew module is where we have to provide habitable conditions for human beings, like the conditions as in sufficient pressurization systems, the oxygen environment, humidity, all those things are to be provided. Then there is a service module also along with that, where the batteries and the propulsion systems, other sensors, instruments will be placed. Then there is one more very important system called crew module, crew escape system. is, you know, main thing is the safety of crew members. If some unintended things happen or some other things happen, you have to bring them back very safely. That is the most important thing. So a crew escape system is also there. So anything which is unexpected happens, they can press a switch. Immediately this crew escape system will work. Another rocket will fire. It will bring back them safely to. Thank you.
Sir, my name is Ayushmanji. I am studying in class 8B. May I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
My question is, can we make a manned Chandrayaan mission using the same budget used in Chandrayaan 3?
How we have sent Chandrayaan 3 to moon. We have taken some months, right? We have taken almost 1 month for sending Chandrayaan 3. We were using an elliptical parking orbit. From there, slowly we were progressing to moon. But in case of humans, and humans are sitting there, we do not take that much time because we have to provide life-sustaining environments. It is very costly affair, and we cannot allow them to sit there for months. We have to send them immediately. We have to bring them back immediately. We cannot allow them to sit for a long time there. Lot of issues will be there. So definitely, in the cost of Chandrayaan 3, we cannot send them to moon. We should have powerful rockets. We have to spend a lot of propellants. So definitely cost will increase. But still, compared to the cost of other nations, I assure you it will be less than the cost of other countries.